Now that you know that America's enemies have intentionally tried to cancel and hide America's historical true foundation of faith, you may be wondering what we can do. We have really good news. To honor the true faith of America's best presidents, patriots, and founding fathers, we have created 3 months each year to educate, encourage, and empower current-day Americans to push back against what many want to hide, and that is that most of America's earliest and best leaders had very strong faith in God and His Word. Accordingly, we are pleased to introduce 3 new national holidays that restore what our enemies have tried to conceal. We proudly proclaim first, February as President's Faith Awareness Month, honoring the faith of our best presidents from George Washington to Ronald Reagan. Secondly, we proclaim July as Patriots' Faith Awareness Month, acknowledging the sacrificial faith of the American patriots who helped create and/or signed our Declaration of Independence and literally bled, sacrificed, and even died so that we could be free of tyranny and instead full of liberty. Finally, we proclaim September as Founding Fathers' Faith Awareness Month, remembering the faith and subsequent wisdom of those men who crafted, signed, or ratified America's first and only Constitution. For each month, we have created specific high-impact, low-cost tools to not only educate every church member, young and old alike, but also educates the rest of the local community as well. For each month, we have created 1. Civic proclamations that any church members can take to local, county, or state officials to request the municipality make the Faith Awareness Month proclamation. Imagine multiple churches in a community approaching the same public officials to make the proclamation. 2. Concise daily video and print family devotions suitable to text and/or email to the adult members of any congregation. Families are encouraged to after-dinner read to, or better yet, let older children take turns reading the devotions out loud. Questions and discussion can follow to encourage and broaden a child's understanding of America's historical foundations of faith. 3. Indoor and outdoor banners highlighting key faith quotes that earlier American leaders made. Banner options include full-size billboards, 3 feet by 8 feet horizontal fence banners, vertical arcing lot light pole banners, vertical temporary in-ground, vertical banners, as well as vertical indoor retractable banners. The fact is, there are approximately 350,000 churches in the United States, 350,000 potential points of light, most of which have buildings with road frontage. Tens of thousands of people pass by most of these campuses each and every day. 99% who are unaware of America's faith foundations. Imagine a community in which dozens, if not hundreds of churches, businesses, and even local governments all displayed these banners on their property. The outreach would be larger than anything else in history, dwarfing the impressions of any other media campaign. Imagine if each church and/or school had the daily devotions on their website, used them in homerooms and/or emailed, texted them to their students' parents. What are the benefits for a community? First, they create an initial interest and awareness regarding the true faith history of America's earliest and best leaders. True history that almost all Americans are completely unaware of. These tools provide an easy on-ramp for churches to educate both their church families and their surrounding communities as well. Second, they give the American church the opportunity to unite in each community and change the daily narrative that has been so pervasively negative up to this point. This, of course, is exactly what our spiritual enemy, does not want to happen, which is why it makes it absolutely necessary for churches to do it. Third, they utilize church, business, and civic properties to educate anybody and everybody who drives by their property. Outdoor banners, depending on road frontage, can easily expose and educate tens of thousands of people on a daily basis per individual church, business, or civic display. People who otherwise would never be exposed to America's true faith history by any other means, including the mainstream media, the education system, the government, big tech, or the arts and entertainment industry. This is a once-in-a-lifetime John 17 opportunity for the American church to act as one, thus erasing the intentional suppression of America's true foundations of faith. Fourth impact can be extremely quick. Devotionals and proclamations can be emailed as soon as the same day requested. Banners can be shipped within days. Our spiritual enemy, as you know, likes to work in the darkness, willing to work over long stretches of time, undetected if possible, in order to achieve its goals of killing, stealing, and destroying. Likewise, America's human enemies also like to work in darkness with deception, willing to work over decades to kill, steal, and destroy America's soul and spiritual foundation. We, the American church and its families, can now take the lead and go around the other cultural spheres of influence: business, government, education, the media, as well as arts and entertainment, to present America's true history of how much the faith of our earliest and best leaders benefited the citizens of our communities. The vast majority of people in leadership positions in these cultural mountains have been corrupted and compromised. Only the church and their families can now repair the breach in America's foundational wall. In Nehemiah 3, we read that each section of the wall was rebuilt by the families whose houses were near it. Nehemiah and the Israelites, of course, rebuilt the physical foundations of their city. Today, perhaps it is now the responsibility of our local church families to rebuild the spiritual foundations of their nearby neighborhoods. Pastors, the future of America and the whole world is now in your hands. God has stewarded you to build his kingdom in your community for such a time as this. You can be a modern-day Nehemiah that, like Nehemiah, rebuild your community's foundations of faith. This is your invitation. Heaven is watching to see how you respond. It is time to quit just playing defense. We have the tools to help you go on offense. It is time. Will you answer the call? We have the tools that can help you make the impact you always have wanted to make. People are looking for hope. Now you can begin to touch every person that passes by your campus. Nothing is easier, quicker, less expensive, and has greater impact than what we are offering to you right now. Now is the time. Order your resources today, and you can be impacting your congregation by tomorrow. To God be the glory. Amen.